Hello, today is part 2 of our 100 ways to make money over 50. The next one is selling crafts like soap, lotions, and lip balms. Yes, this can be a very lucrative business. Now, it does take marketing. You're gonna have to get a reputation built up, and this will take a little bit, but you can sell soap and make a very good income. So if you'd like doing those types of crafty things, definitely check out our How to Make Soap for Beginners e-course in the description below. But with a little bit of investment, I would say a couple $100, you can get started and not have to fork out thousands of dollars on ingredients or anything like that. You can get started with just, $100 or $200 worth of ingredients. The next one is be a tour guide. I know, I think Mike would be great at this. I keep telling him, when you retire, you need to be a tour guide. So he loves talking to people about his hiking and that kind of thing when we were living in Colorado and Rocky Mountain National Park. So if you live someplace that's touristy like that, consider being a tour guide. People would love to have someone show them around and show them the good spots and not just all the tourist hot spots that everybody goes to. Sell books. Yes, guys, our Dining on a Dime cookbook started as a side hustle for me. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. In the description below is the link for 25% off right now. You can get recipes and tips to save money on your grocery bill. No crazy ingredients, no spending hours in the kitchen. I get in and out of the kitchen usually in 15 minutes for dinner. Easy recipes, quick, with ingredients you already have on hand and your family will love. Think about selling a book. Now, it's not if you write it, they will buy it, but it can be a very good side hustle. You will have to market it, but book selling, especially if you're self-published, can be a good side hustle. Refinishing furniture. I actually love doing this and could probably make a very good living doing this. I know one person that they make $200,000 a year refinishing furniture and reselling it. Yeah, they go to thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales. They buy worn out furniture, they paint it, they strip it, they stain it, and then they turn around and resell it on places like Facebook Marketplace, Upcycle, garage sales, those types of things. Refinishing furniture can be very lucrative. Reselling thrift store items, garage sale items, whatever. I got on this KitchenAid kick. I don't know what happened, but I found a KitchenAid at the thrift store for $45, brought it home, made sure it was clean, tested everything was working okay. Well, I tested that at the thrift store, but I tested it at the thrift store, made sure everything was working okay. $45, brought it home. An hour later, I had it sold on Facebook Marketplace and I had $175 in my hand. No joke. Found another one that was $100 for sale. I bought it, turned around and sold it for $200. So look for things that you can resell. I know people get really mad at resellers at thrift stores, but hey, that's the price the thrift store put on those items. They deemed that's the value for the thrift store. So I have no problem with people going into thrift stores and buying those things. The only problem I have is if they get there before me. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna fight over a Pyrex dish. Believe me, it's not worth it. But being a reseller can bring in a really good side income. The next thing is running errands for people. Now, I know that in our previous video, if you missed that, you can go back and check it. I'll link it up here, but running errands, specifically like stay-at-home moms who need you to run and go get diapers. I know there are apps and stuff like that, but you might have friends or neighbors who you could do it for slightly cheaper than the app would charge them, and do grocery shopping, be a personal grocery shopper. I know one guy here at the store, I need to talk to him because every time I go to Walmart, he's there shopping. So I know he's like a personal shopper of some sort. And so doing those kinds of things, just errands, sometimes people just need help with those things. Like if they're a caretaker or they have little kids or something like that. So running errands could be a very good side hustle. So think about running errands for people. The next one along the gardening line is selling your garden plants. We moved into this house and she had planted a whole bunch of black-eyed Susans. And when I say a whole bunch, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I have to have at least 500 black-eyed Susan plants in my yard. So the first year we moved in, I wanted to plant a few other things. So I dug them up and I'm like, I'm gonna put these on Facebook Marketplace and see if I sell it. Every year for the past 3 years, I have made $250 to $300 just with 2 posts on Facebook Marketplace. If I really wanted to push it, I could probably make $500 or $600. But I have other things I'm doing, so that's just kind of as I'm digging up the plants and I want to put something else there, I throw it on Facebook Marketplace. By that evening, they're sold. So another thing you can do is purposely pot up plants and sell them. I know one guy, I took his course on how he did this because I was thinking about doing this before we actually started living on a dime. And he took and started plants and he was his own little nursery. He saved gallon containers. He asked his friends and family, dumpster dived for the half-gallon and gallon containers. And then the smaller ones, I can't remember what the size are. It's like 4 cups or something. I can't remember, like a quart. No, not a quart, but 2 cup size. And he would do hundreds of those in the spring and have a sale in his driveway. And he made like $10,000 in just a couple of weekends selling these plants in the spring to his neighbors and friends and family, and it just kept growing and growing, and he had his own little nursery. So sell your plants if you're a good gardener. You could be a tutor if you're really smart at something, or if you're an ex-teacher or something. You don't have to be an ex-teacher to be a tutor. Like Mike was not a teacher, but he's very good at math. So you could be a tutor and help some kids out or college students who need help with their schooling. The next one is being a music teacher. That one's pretty obvious, but you know, people need music teachers. And I'm telling you, music teachers make like $80 an hour now. That's pretty good money for being a music teacher. You could be a virtual assistant. We last year had several virtual assistants. We had 2 editors. We had someone helping with my email. We had someone helping with the comments on our YouTube channel. I have someone doing our Pinterest page. I had someone doing our Facebook page. There are all kinds of jobs that people like us hire virtual assistants for. None of these people, well, 2 of these people were in our town, but they didn't do it at our house. They did it at their house. They did all the work at their house. So something like a virtual assistant that way can be something that you could do at home around your schedule. The next thing is writing ebooks for people. I have all the recipes collected, and I have had some people typeset the recipes for me so that I don't have to take the time to typeset the recipes that we've already vetted and tested and all of that. And then we're like, okay, here's the recipe. Just put it in the document, please. And so you could write books for people also. The next thing is doing bookkeeping. One of my virtual assistants also did bookkeeping on the side. She had 5 kids and she did bookkeeping for other people. So if you're good at bookkeeping or a former finance person, bookkeeping might be a job that would be something that you could do at home also around your schedule. Sell plasma. I know people who go in and sell their plasma. Hey, it's a valid side hustle. Personal organizer. Yes, there are people who go in and are personal organizers and they get $100 to $200 an hour. And let me tell you, it is worth it. It is their job to get in and get the job done. Now, you have to go with them because you have to say what you're going to keep and what you're not. But if you get a good personal organizer, they're not going to be shooting the breeze with you. They're going to get in and they're going to say, Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want to throw this? Do you want to throw that? They get in and get the job done. So if you're good at that, then I would suggest being a personal organizer, and don't discount how much you're worth. Sell cookies. Now, once again, check the health regulations in your area. Wyoming has the best cottage, I think it's called cottage kitchen, I can't remember what it's called, law in the country. Pretty much if you make less than $200,000 and you're not selling meat, you can sell pretty much anything here in Wyoming. People sell macaroons, they sell bundt cakes, they sell cookies, everything. So check your laws. Once again, look and see if you need a commercial kitchen. Are there schools? Are there churches? Are there kitchen stores that might have a commercial kitchen? Look around and see where you could find a commercial kitchen, and then you could go in and do your baking, 1 or 2 days a week, and then sell them the rest of the time. So look into the laws if you do have those laws in there. Just don't say, well, I just can't do it. Well, look and see. Maybe you can. You just need to work around it a little bit and figure out what you need to do. Main thing, sell cupcakes. Cupcakes are huge, and these fancy cupcakes that everybody are making are so pretty, and they sell for $5 each. It's absolutely ridiculous, but people pay for it. So look in again. It may be worth going through whatever you need to do to figure out the laws in your state, because you could make enough money that it's worth it. Sell books. Now, I'm not talking about the books you write yourself this time. I'm talking about reselling books that you find at thrift stores and garage sales. There are apps out there that you can look at the back of the book, see how much it's selling on eBay and Thrift Books and all these other places. And if you find a high dollar book, grab it up and resell it. A lot of people resell books and make a decent amount of money. Rent a room. Rent a room to someone like traveling doctor or nurse. We have those here in Wyoming a lot. They need a temporary place for 2 or 3 months while they're here, and then they move on. CNAs are another I have a cousin who, she is a traveling CNA, and so she rents a room for 2 or 3 months and then moves on to the next place. Renting a room, it's not as much work as renting like Airbnb, which is the next one. Rent it for like Airbnb, those types of things. We have a very nice apartment in our house that looks out into a beautiful forested backyard with ponds and deer and all this. We could get a pretty penny for our basement apartment. So if you need the money, that might be another source of income, is to rent a room, or if you have a space above the garage or a mother-in-law suite or anything like that, that could bring you in some extra income. A deep cleaner. Now, I'm not talking about a normal house cleaner where you go in every week, 2 weeks, whatever, on a regular basis. I'm talking about a deep cleaner where you go in once and help them really deep clean everything once or twice a year before Thanksgiving or Christmas or before summer or whatever. And you can help them get those big cleaning things done, like the windows and those types of things. Now, the next one is being a window washer. You could just focus on just window washing. That is also big. I had a neighbor that she just hated doing the windows, so she hired a company to come out and do window washing for her. You could make easily $100 an hour being a window washer. Help people move. This would be something where you could do on your own every now and then, but we have people all the time needing help moving, and they're advertising on Facebook Marketplace and our upcycle thing here. I need someone to help me move today or unload. That could be something that you could do. After school childcare. Now, this one is just for the school hours between 3 and 5 or 6 o'clock, so it's not all day long. But there are moms who need just after school childcare for just those few hours that they're finishing up work from when their kids get out of school. Power washing patios, power washing decks, power washing houses. Yes, you'd have to invest in a power washer and some cleaner, but hey, it also pays very well. Driveways and sidewalks are another thing that people need power wash. Christmas shopping And then the next one along with that is Christmas wrapping. I know this is seasonal, but hey, if you like Christmas shopping and Christmas wrapping, that might be one for you. Substitute teachers, substitute bus drivers. Those are a couple that wouldn't be every single day, but they're a necessary job for our schools that are always having positions open. Making dog clothes and attire. I know, this one's crazy, but people are crazy over their animals. Making doggy bow ties, doggy bandanas, doggy sweaters, all of the doggy hats, all those kinds of things. You could make those and sell them at craft shows and on Facebook Marketplace, and you will buy a lot. Now, I would suggest doing easier things like the bow ties and bandanas and stuff like that, but you could do bigger things like sweaters also. Pet drawings, pet art. We have a viewer that lost a dog, and she's been a very faithful viewer to us. We love you. You know who you are. And I paid a friend to do a drawing for her of that dog as a memory of that dog to send to her as a thank you and a sympathy for losing their dog. Pet drawings could be another side hustle for you if you're good at art. Please go watch these videos next and be watching for part 3 soon.